Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about this home prep kit, and this comes with almost everything that you need to make your own snack and sticks or homemade Slim Jims. The only thing that you need to provide is the type of meat that you would like to use. So this particular kit comes with the cure, seasonings, and the collagen casings that you'll need. If you use all of the elements that the kit provides, this will enable you to make 20 pounds of your own Slim Jims. We had 17 pounds of lean venison to use for this project, and since we didn't have quite 20 pounds, we used some leftover pork loin, and we just added that to the mix, and it ended up giving it a really nice blended flavor. So we're going to start by cutting up all this venison, and I'm sure, as you know, venison is the term used to describe any cut of the deer meat with the exception of any of the organs. So this is just straight deer meat, and it's very lean and high in protein and iron, and it's just really great to use for something like this because we didn't want the Slim Jims to be too fatty. Mixing that with a little bit of the pork loin really was a nice balance, but if we had 20 pounds of venison, we would have totally skipped the pork altogether. So before you comment on our old and small bladed knife, this is a sentimental piece because it belonged to John's grandpa, so it is his knife of choice when he is preparing things like this in the kitchen. As we finish cutting up the venison, you'll notice that all we're doing is removing any residual fat, which there's very little of, and any tough silver skin. And other than that, this was really ready to go. Now we are finishing by cutting up the pork loin, and this was fairly lean. We didn't even take off any of the fat. We just left it as is, added it to the venison, and now everything is going to be ready for the mixer. Here is what 20 pounds of venison and pork loin look like when it's all in one pan. So we're now ready to process the meat through the grinder. The last video that we made, which happened to be about making your own dry sausage at home, we got a lot of questions about what type of grinder this is. This is by the brand LEM, and it is the Big Bite number 5. We purchased ours at Field & Stream, but these are also available on Amazon, so we will list a link down below. For a fairly small investment, this is a really nice appliance to have at home, whether you like to make your own sausage or you're just interested in grinding your own hamburger meat. It's just something really great to have on hand. Now, moving on to the next step, we are ready to add the cure and the seasoning packets to the meat. And again, this particular kit came with 2 packets of each, so you could make 10-pound increments of your Slim Jims, but since we're making everything at once, we're going to add everything. It also tells you exactly how much water to add, so this is really foolproof. If you just follow the package directions, there's really no way to make a mistake. Again, this kit was purchased at Fin Feather Fur, and it's by High Mountain Jerky in Riverton, Wyoming, so I am going to also list that information in the description. It is made in the USA. So now we're going to work on giving this a really good mix so everything is evenly distributed. We want to make sure that we get everything thoroughly coated with the pepper blends and also the cure. So now we are ready to move on to the next step, which is stuffing our mixture into the casings that were provided in the kit. And again, these were collagen casings. They were very easy to work with, so we are really happy with that. So we're just going to go along with the stuffing process, and we're going to keep doing that until all of the meat mixture is utilized. And as it turned out, we had more casing than we needed, which was a good thing. That's much better than not having enough. But you're just going to go along and tie it off every so often, just like you would with any other sausage that you're making yourself at home. The very next step is to refrigerate your Slim Jims overnight. You want to give it a chance to rest and all the flavors and spices to marry inside the casings before you're ready to move on. Now, on to the next day, you have removed the Slim Jims from the refrigerator and you are ready to move on to your next step, which is either the oven or the smoker. The cook time is going to be the same, 2.5 hours at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Either method that you choose. We happen to use a smoker because that's John's preference and he looks for any reason under the sun to use it. And of course, by using the smoker, this gives you the opportunity to add another layer of flavor with some wood chips. So these are all ready to go into the smoker, and I know I keep referring to these as Slim Jims, but I will say that they're a little bit wider in circumference than your average Slim Jim. Not as big as the circumference of a skinny hot dog, but somewhere in between. And in case you're interested, we will also put a link to our smoker in the description box. So as you can see, this is just a little gratuitous footage of these getting all nice and smoky and delicious. And just like the old cliche and tired joke goes in almost every cooking video, wouldn't it be nice if we had smell-o-vision? Because these smelled incredible in the smoker. So here's what the finished product looks like. Very easy. It was so simple just to follow the instructions on the package. However, if you don't have access to one of these kits, this is definitely something that you could do at home by using your own spices and seasonings, your own curing, and of course, your own casings. This also turned out to be a really tasty and creative way to use up the venison that we had on hand. And lastly, here's some footage of what the Slim Jims look like when we cut them up into individual serving size pieces. Thank you so much for watching. We have several videos planned for the beginning of the new year, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And thank you so much for all your support and feedback. We really appreciate it. See you in the next one.